It's maesil season here in South Korea, which is unripe plum, and it's one of the OG chung syrups made here in South Korea. On top of being covered in sugar to draw out the liquid, maesil chung is left to ferment as well. The sour and bitterness of the unripe plums balances with the sugar, along with the fermentation, to create something that is hard to explain, but is hands down one of the best chunks you can make. Last year, I made a relatively small batch with about 2 kilograms of maesil, which turned out to be one of the best maesil chunks I've ever tasted, and I'm still making my way through it. But this year, I'm stepping it up because I went and bought a 10 kilogram box of maesil from my local market. I went ahead and picked out any leftover stems with a skewer, then washed the plums in some vinegar, then fresh water, and then let them dry. I wasn't actually sure if I had enough sugar for 10 kilograms of maesil, so the first thing I did was weigh out all the sugar I had, which came out to about 6 kilograms. So in reality, I'm only able to use about 6 kilograms of the maesil because the recipe for chung is equal parts sugar and fruit by weight. However, I will be bulking this up with some extra roughly 1 kilogram of honey, so I'll go ahead and add an extra kilogram of maesil too. Since this is also going to ferment, it's not crucial to get the exact measurements, and once this ferments, it should become shelf stable and need little to no attention. I'm filling up this container with the maesil and then top with the sugar, making sure to work the sugar into all the nooks and crannies, along with adding the honey, eventually ending up with a thick layer of sugar covering the top. I'll give it a few final taps and close the lid and set it aside. As the sugar draws out the liquid from the plums, it should start fermenting as well. I'll leave this for a few months to ferment, so make sure you're following along to find out how this turns out. Or if you don't want to wait, you can check my profile to see how last year's batch turned out.